broken road to 100K, but I walk it anyway.
Welcome to episode 2 of The Broken Road to 100K. This week, we're jumping straight into the results for week 6. And the theme is
Green, 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 green.
Without further delay, here are the results for week 6 from August 3rd to August 9th, 2025. I'm very satisfied with this week. On my personal account, we're looking at a 20% gain, well above expectations. At one point, I was up 25%, but a few bad trades brought it down to 20% for the week. I'm still very happy with the results. As for my 100K FTMO account, it was a bit of a strange week. I pushed the account up to over 99K, starting from around 95.4K, so about 3.5K in profit. But then I just kept losing nonstop. The only consolation was that during that time, I was making a bit more with the 200K account. That one was the opposite. It started off rough at minus 2K early in the week, but I worked my way back up. I need to grow this account slowly without taking too much risk so I can reach the point where I've passed the evaluations and can start making withdrawals. That will be a welcome boost to accelerate the growth toward the famous 100K. Now, a bit more detail on the personal account. You can see the stats like my trading journal. Thanks ChatGPT for generating this. Overall, my average win is $6 and my average loss is $5. The risk to reward ratio is 1 to 1. Not great. I trade this account in a bit of a special way though. Looking at the trade distribution on the left, 52% are break even. That means I often enter a position and quickly move my stop loss to break even. It helps me reduce the risk. And sure, sometimes the market takes off without me, but it allows me to be in the market often without taking too much risk. Another interesting detail, the average duration of my trades is about 30 minutes. Except for a few longer trades overnight that skewed the stats a bit. In general, I take trades that last anywhere from a few minutes to 30 minutes. So mainly what we'd call scalps. And with this account, it's mostly on Bitcoin. I'm also leaning more toward long position right now, considering the current bull market. It's way much better to ride the wave. Now, looking at the 100K FTMO account, you can see I took a bit of a hit on Thursday. Tuesday and Wednesday went pretty well, but I slipped up on Thursday, which left me with a profit of 700 for the week. I should have closed the books Wednesday night instead of continuing, but that's easier said than done. What you can see here in the trade distribution is that I don't have nearly as many break-even trades compared to my personal account. That's simply because I don't use the same trading approach. The higher transaction cost, also known as spread, on FTMO makes it hard to enter the market frequently with tight stop loss. I just get eaten alive by the fees. So instead, I use a fairly different technique that results in fewer break-even stops. Now for the 200K FTMO account, I started the week on a tougher note in the red, but managed to come back on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That brought the total to 3.7K. I'm totally satisfied and happy with that. There were more winners than losers in the trade distribution, which is pretty great. However, looking at the average size of my winners versus my losers, the losers cost me more than the winners make me. That's an important aspect to fix because in trading, you want your winners to be larger than your losers to ensure long term consistency and stability. For now, my higher win rate compared to my loss rate is saving me, but it's definitely something to watch out for. Here's the overall picture of where we stand since the beginning. Let's give ourselves a little round of applause. Well done, well done. After 6 weeks, we're up a total of nearly 103%. That's excellent. I couldn't ask for more. The only thing I need to keep in mind is to avoid falling into greed and avoid trying to go too fast. This is going to be a long journey, so hitting 20% per week is not really realistic. I need to remind myself that 8 to 10% will be enough most of the time. So that's what I'll be keeping in mind for the weeks ahead. So here are the goals I'm setting for myself for next week. Begin the week strong and wait for my setups instead of chasing trades. We're starting back at 0% and getting off to a good start will be excellent for the mindset going forward. During the week, I want to improve my risk and reward ratio, meaning taking trades with better potential. Most importantly, avoid big losses. For me, it's always the same story. 5% of my trades account for 95% of my losses. I'm really going to try to be careful about that this week. Finally, I'll be paying more attention to volatility around the financial news this week with the US CPI and PPI. And if the market is moving too much, I might even just sit out. Right, that's it for today. I'm glad I could share this week's results with you, and this is just the beginning. The progress bar is under is under 1%. To be honest, I'm not even sure we've reached the first step on the staircase yet. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.